everybody, how you doing today? It's a Geekdomo. I am joined here with Mr. Bendik Stang. Hopefully I don't pronounce.
Hi.
I'm really bad with pronouncing names anyway. For those of you who watch my show pretty regularly, I'm bad with names. And then Fritz Olsen. Bendik is the lead developer for Earthlock Festival of Magic, right?
Yeah.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah.
Oops. I'm hearing some feedback here. One of you guys,
Yeah, just turn it off.
Have the Twitch on?
Yeah, I turned it off.
Bendik is the lead developer.
It's still coming through.
Oh, sorry, it's another computer in the background. Hold on, sorry.
Is it my computer?
No, it's one in Bendik's. I can see the thing coming up. Lisa's like, woohoo, 3 videos.
Yeah, this is we're pretty green when it comes to Twitch.
No, it's totally fine. You guys are doing great. It's my thing. It's okay.
Okay.
So yes, Bendik, you are the lead developer for Earthlock, and Fritz, you are the lead artist, correct?
Yeah.
Am I getting the titles right?
Yeah, we're not so big about titles though.
Fair enough.
We're a tiny team, so it doesn't really matter.
So what I'm going to be doing is, in the background, everybody, I'm going to actually be playing the game, and I put some links up earlier, and hopefully you got a chance to grab them. If not, maybe one of the mods can put the links back up. But I'm running around the game. I'm actually using my Xbox controller for this. And while I'm running around playing this game, we're going to do some Q&A in the background.
Yep.
And then if you guys have any questions in the audience, please ask them, because Stockus, our super moderator, will put them into the Skype call so that we can just ask those questions as we get going. All right, so Mr. Bendik, can you explain the concept of Earthlock? What is this game? What's it all about?
It's a RPG focused on storytelling, and we've added a twist because you're equipped with a Spud gun and have a farm field where you need to harvest your own magical ammo, basically.
Spud gun. That's awesome.
Yes.
What kind of experience are you looking for the users to have when they're playing Earthlock? What is the overall look and feel, kind of what you're going for with this game?
Fritz?
The overall look and feel, well, we wanted to make a game that felt kind of old school, but also looked like a modern game.
Mm-hmm.
And we're, like, a lot of us are big Final Fantasy and old school JRPG fans. So we sort of wanted to capture that feeling of having like a bold, colorful universe with interesting characters and interesting worlds, and also sort of go back to sort of basic turn-based combat, but make it feel different and unique. Try to sort of change the conventions of the genre.
Okay. Yeah, I can definitely see the influences there from like Final Fantasy and other types of JRPG games. What I guess this is probably for you, Fritz, but what's the art style that you were trying to go for here? What's the what type of style are you emulating with this? Because it almost has like a painterly look, but it's sort of three-dimensional too at the same time.
Well, the pre-alpha demo is quite early. We're sort of aiming at something in between, like Final Fantasy IX and Pixar was sort of the first idea we had. To create something that felt like a JRPG, but also looked completely unique and Western in a way. So yeah, but also the art style. We also had a similar art style in our previous game, Hogworld, which was an interactive children's book. So we sort of brought that same style a step further and also made it a bit more mature. And 3D. The previous game was mostly 2D. But it's also heavily based on my style of illustration. So we try to get as close as possible to the concept art as like a test to see if we could get that look right.
All right, this is a question for Bendik. What's your background in computer gaming? What made you want to start your own company and kind of make this game? Oops, I think Bendik, your mic's off.
Wanting to start my own game company. I think is back from the days I played Ultima Online, 97 through 2001. And then I finished university and started my first company, and then working with computer games and game analysis. We made 2 books about games, and then in 2009 I started Snowcastle, which has been my dream since 97, I guess.
You were probably one of those guys that killed me on Ultima Online, weren't you?
I was in anti-PK guild.
Oh, you're anti-PK guild?
I was a good guy.
I played the orcs for a while. I was. Everyone kind of wore those little skull hats and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Eventually, I was a counselor, which I found really fun.
Wow. As far as your overall gaming background, what is your greatest inspiration when it comes to gaming? Like what makes you go, geez, this is it, I have to do this kind of thing? It could be a person, it could be a game style. What is your main inspiration with gaming?
For me, it's Ultima, Sierra games, Heroes Quest and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And also Monkey Island series, a lot of games of the 80s, adventure games, stuff like that. And then Fritz, he has a different background.
Yeah, Fritz, tell us about yours.
It's not really that different. I also grew up loving point-and-click adventure games. So I've always been very fond of that, like stylized characters and stylized worlds, having like a strong theme. But yeah, like my first console was actually a PlayStation. So I'm a young guy. So the first game that sort of blew my mind was Final Fantasy VII.
Was that the one with chocobo races? I don't remember all of them, but
that was the one with the blonde guy with the massive sword.
That's pretty much all of them. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah,
was Cloud, I think.
Yeah, Cloud, very iconic character.
Someone in the audience will tell us who it was because I can't remember.
But it was the first 3D Final Fantasy, and the whole story around SquareSoft and Nintendo and PlayStation, it's very interesting. But it was sort of the game that made PlayStation a thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, even right now on I think it's the iTunes store. Maybe it's the Android. Maybe it's both. You can get all of the old Final Fantasy games, and I've downloaded or bought a couple of them, and they're cheap, like $10, $15 or something like that. And you get to go back and replay them all again. And
the SNES games.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I've been doing that.
You have too? But I can definitely see those influences in this game now that I'm running around. Like I start to go, okay, yeah, I can see I can see some Monkey Quest, I can see some Final Fantasy. I kind of get a little bit of all of that. Can you guys talk to me a little bit about what the deal is with the Spud gun? Because right now I'm having to grow. It looks like I'm growing my own ammunition here.
Yeah, I think you need to pick up some seeds, right?
I got some. I just have to till the tile, I guess. Okay.
Okay. Well, it's instead of going about the RPG genre the normal way, where you kill stuff, pick up loot, and kill more stuff, pick up more loot, we thought to break it up into a different cycle. Okay. And playing games like Harvest Moon and Animal Crossing, and other like Heroes of Might and Magic, where you have a home base where you create your resources and manage your progression. We thought that would works really well with the RPG, and I know Fritz came up with the idea of the Spud gun, I think, and we at one point had a live little critter fruit thing that ran around that you could shoot off.
Yeah, I honestly can't really remember how I got the idea. But yeah, it's I don't know if it's just started with the design and then I got the idea from having this giant hand cannon that could. Yeah, I think it was. I don't know. I don't know if it started with visuals or if it started with game design.
Mm-hmm.
We had the plumpet from the previous game, which was the first type of ammunition we had, which was a living biped fruit spud thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember we talked about Stranger's Wrath, the Oddworld game.
Oh, I played some of that, I think.
Yeah, and both me and Bendik loved the of shooting these critters with different ammunition with different effects. We thought that was a really cool idea and thought that would fit perfectly in an RPG.
Which brings me to something that just recently you guys unlocked, which is the cat gun.
Yeah.
Which I'm all for. I have no problem shooting cats out of a gun.
That was a crazy idea. Basically, a lot of the devs here at Snowcastle have their own cats at home, and they were all talking about.
I was going to say a cat-hating company or something.
Well, I even have a cat, but I wasn't familiar with the term cat tree. So when they started talking about cat tree, I imagined like a tree where there was actually growing cats on, because I'm all in the game, and so anything that has to do with plants, I'm thinking ammunition.
Right.
We were talking about like a scratching tower that a lot of cat owners have.
Yeah.
Which is like some of them are called a cat tree.
Yeah, and then everybody were laughing at me for quite a while, and eventually I I managed to persuade them to try to visualize my crazy, stupid idea, and that's where we got the initial concept.
But it is still a scratching tower. It still has like a rope texture on it.
I think I have an image of it. Let's see if I can bring the image up real quick.
There
it is. It's like launching a cat, and it's growing in a tree with its tail. That's cute.
Yep.
I'm all for the silly weapons. I think it's great to have a game that doesn't take itself too seriously, and just can have some fun with playing a game. It shouldn't always be about mass destruction, God of War type of stuff. Just sometimes go in and have a blast.
But that's one of the key elements of this game, was to make it a world that didn't take itself too seriously.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of RPGs take themselves very seriously. So you either have the really serious ones,
mm-hmm.
or you have the ones that are just trying to take a piss and they're just parodies or satirical. So we wanted to, I would say Final Fantasy IX, which I can't stop talking about, is a great example of a game RPG world that has a lot of humor and doesn't take itself too seriously at all.
Right.
Which makes the character feel more alive.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the actual Kickstarter going on right now. So, when did you start the Kickstarter campaign? Oh. Bending's like, no, I don't.
Twitch.
When did you get it going?
We started, I think. It's been such a long time. About 34 days ago.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
But we had been wanting to start it about 14 days earlier, but for some reason Kickstarter didn't approve the campaign, and it was just dragging on and on, where we weren't getting any feedback. It was just extremely slow communication, mm-hmm. and then all of a sudden we were approved. So that was 14 days of nightmare.
I bet.
Because
Because what would you have done, right? If they wouldn't even accept you, you'd probably have to go to a different alternative site to try to get it.
Yeah, that would have been bad, really bad.
Mm-hmm.
Also, preparing and running a Kickstarter is really, really a lot of work. But on top of that, we had to do a presentation and at the trade show or the game convention, GDC in San Francisco. So Fritz and I flew over to San Francisco in the middle of the campaign and spent a week there. So yeah, come Friday when we're done with this, we're probably going to just roll over and die. Hopefully happy.
Okay. Sorry. So, I just want to remind everybody in the audience that if you're watching and you want to have any questions about this game at all, please put the questions in brackets. Just type in question in brackets, and our super moderator, Mr. Stockus, will grab them all up and put them into the chat here. We have a few for them, but we'd like to have some more. So please throw some questions in. All right. So go ahead, Bendik.
There's a question about single player or co-op.
Yeah, sure.
Currently, it's pure single player because it's focused on the story and the characters, and they're unique, so you can't have two of the same character running around in the game, right? That said, we've been talking a lot about co-op gameplay and stuff like that. It's currently out of the budget. We'd love to, and we basically just have to see what happens with funding past Kickstarter, or as we are planning 2 sequels. If we make a lot of money on the first game, we'll probably have a bigger budget for the second game.
Mm-hmm. So you're already planning sequels and expansion packs?
2 sequels.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
How long of a gameplay do you envision this to be? How long do you think that it will take to go from beginning to end if a player plays?
The first game will have a main story that will last probably around 8 to 12 hours.
Okay.
We're not done with it yet, so it's a bit
Right.
early to say, but that's probably where we'll be, what we will be aiming at. Of course, there will be tons of gameplay, like the harvesting, and there'll be some places where you can grind if you like that.
Some side quests.
Yeah, probably quite a few of them, hopefully.
All right, so this is a question kind of relating to why you went with Kickstarter and everything. What do you see that's sort of right, or I'm sorry, what's wrong with game development currently right now? What would you say is some of the issues that game developers like yourself have to face and make you kind of want to go to Kickstarter?
There's been so many changes in the gaming industry last years. Like probably the biggest hurdle for us is that all the like capital, all the investors and all the publishers, they're just focusing on free-to-play games from mobile space.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever we've spoken to people with money, it's like, so you're making this game for Android and iPad, and is it going to be free-to-play? And we're like, no, don't think so. And then they're like, okay, bye-bye.
So are you seeing that as being one of the problems? I mean, this is from, as a gamer myself, noticing that the proliferation of free-to-play games and the microtransactions and all that have just sort of taken over to where I'm really actually very leery of picking up any games now, any new games, because I'm like, when's the microtransaction going to kick in? Will I not be able to finish this? You know,
yeah.
Am I going to be playing this for like 2 hours and loving it, and all of a sudden it's like, for me to go on, I have to be able to buy some kind of cat seed to plant to make my cat gun fire, things like that, that sort of...
Yeah, actually, we'll just tie you to the rock, and you can't move unless you pay.
Exactly. Yeah, it's that kind of thing where you and I'm glad to see this. So this game is complete. When you purchase this game, you're gonna get the whole deal. You're not gonna have any kind of microtransaction or anything.
No, we're making a game that we want to play ourselves, and I don't think anyone here plays free-to-play games right now.
Right. They're like a necessary evil sometimes. Like if you're on Facebook and you've got nothing else to do, you're going to play one. But yeah, no, I love that. I love that whole concept there.
But yeah, and especially in Norway, where we're based at, the only thing investors knows about is fish and oil. And if you're not doing that, then it's really, really hard to get funds.
Yeah. So with the expansions, how long do you think the average gameplay might be later on? Like you think maybe
Well, I mean, we're going to put all the money we make from episode 1 or the first
Into
game
one,
into the next one, and then
Okay.
we'll add more money as well. Chris will get some extra grants, likely get some extra grants. We have a very nice game grant system here in Norway.
Oh, okay. So it helps to augment the Kickstarter then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Chris, once Kickstarter is done, if we reach the goal of 150,000, we will get another $200,000 from the Norwegian Film Institute.
Ah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Do we have some questions from the audience now? Because that's pretty much all
Oh,
the
yeah.
questions I pre-prepared here. I got one from Blood Saint for you, Fritz. I'm a graphic artist, but I'd like to start a career in game development and illustration. Do you have any advice on what I should include in a personal portfolio, illustration, concept, or design?
I would say it's always good to focus on one thing. I see a lot of portfolios where the artists try to cover everything and doesn't do one thing really well.
Mhm.
So I would also compare my portfolios to peers or people you look up to and see how your stuff is compared to theirs, and then try to focus on like environments or graphic design or character art or 3D, and try to do just one thing really well.
Right.
Because if you learn to do one thing really well, you're probably better off anyways in terms of techniques. Then if you can do environments really, really well, it's not going to be that hard to learn to do other things. But if you're mediocre at everything, you
don't stand out enough.
Yeah, you're not impressing anyone.
All right. Let's see. We have another question.
What
Taylor?
powers the Spud gun?
Yeah. What powers a Spud gun?
Fritz, it's your design.
I'm not sure.
It's the steam type of clockwork mechanics.
Oh, I see. Kind of a steampunk.
Kind of, yeah.
It kind of looks like it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's a cannon. There's some explosion going on, and things
Then
shoot out of
magical.
It's magical.
But
Yes.
yeah.
So these plants just keep growing more and more ammunition. I'm seeing here.
Yeah, it's like difficulty settings in this demo is really low.
I see.
We've been using this for demonstrations at GDC and stuff like that, and so we don't want to have people getting stuck during those 5-10 minutes they play.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
So the normal game would be it'd take a little bit longer to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, probably. We need to balance everything, so it's fun, but and also like you're not supposed to get too much of the super awesome ammo too quickly. That will just destroy the gameplay, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
You will also have to get materials from monsters that you can use to speed up the plants, the growing. So yeah, you get materials as loot, and then you can use that. Not in the demo, but that's how it will be in the game.
All right, people are asking me in the chat, how do I get into some combat right now? Because I've just been farming the whole time. So is there a way I can just quickly go to the desert or?
Oh, yeah, almost there. If you just complete the quest by talking to Ive, walking over to the beach to the small barnacles that runs around, then you complete the quest. You go back to Ive, and you will set off to the first combat.
All right, let me see if I can find these little buggers.
They're just in between yeah.
All right, cool. Let's see. They're asking another question while I'm getting this going here. From Taelung, when designing, do you guys map out every detail or a rough outline and fill in as you get there?
Oh, it varies a bit, but I would try to rough out very quickly and then playtest it, box out the gameplay, and then see if it works before going into too much details. But occasionally we do it the other way around, which isn't always that smart.
But it depends. If it's just a visual scene, or if it's like a puzzle, like a dungeon puzzle or something, that you have to approach it in very different ways.
Alright, so I've got some combat going on now. Sorry about that. Keep going.
Yeah, so if you have a scene that's just supposed to convey emotion or feeling, or it's just going to be eye candy, you just have to make sure like the pacing of the scene is right, and the size and the scale. But of course, like if you have a dungeon puzzle, you will have to basically box out the whole thing. Start with that. Just gray boxes.
Gray box, yeah. A lot of us are following Star Citizen's development, and they're currently in the gray box phase for a lot of their hangars and things like that. So yeah, we're hearing that term quite a bit lately.
Yeah. Let's see. Next question. Windows 7, Windows 8. Yeah, it plays on Windows. I think XP is even playable.
Oh, awesome.
We haven't tried it on XP, but I think we got feedback that it ran on XP. So yeah, that should be fine. Also, Linux and Mac is supported right now. You can download the demo from our Kickstarter.
Yeah, I put the link up in chat, guys. This is pretty cool. I'm making a little puzzle area. I just ran out in the sun, got cooked. So now I gotta get from statue to statue, I'm guessing.
Right. Stay in the shadows.
Stay in the shadows.
Oh, okay. I'll add to this. You're on a planet that has stopped rotating about 2,000 years ago. So you're now in the warmest desert ever. It's there's never night here. It's just burning sun all the time, which makes it really, really hot.
Right.
And making this scene, I've been looking a lot at Journey and how they made the sand and the visuals there. I am not really close to what they've done, but it's spent hours and hours reading about their shaders and the way they handle the graphics.
This is cool. Hold on, let me see. We have another one here. I'm running around here while you guys can answer these. Let's see. Windows 7 and 8. Okay. Are there backup plans in case the $18,000 in the next 56 hours don't come through? This is from Lisa.
Well, I guess we'll have to sell our cats, all of us.
Get rid of the cats.
No, I think with the level we're at now, I think we're actually going to be good.
They'll release it, because that's the big problem with Kickstarter. I did a Kickstarter thing once, and if you don't get all the money, they don't give it to you, and so you'll be so close and not get denied, basically. Yeah.
No, I heard from some fairly rich friends that they're going to chip in some money here now anytime soon. So hopefully we'll have another bump in a day.
Okay, so question from one of the guys here. We'll skip ahead because it just popped up. If anybody on the stream is watching this and they get the demo, are they allowed to stream it, or is there an NDA right now?
No, it's free for all.
Free for all? Okay.
Yeah.
So if somebody likes this game and wants to show it off, they can play it?
Absolutely.
Okay, great. That's a big shift in game development too, because for years it was, everything was behind a secret wall, and if even the tiniest little screenshot got out, it just, they would come after you and sue you.
Yeah, well, we don't have much of a super awesome hero game development history, so we got to prove that we can actually do what we're saying we're going to do. Mm-hmm. And the only way to do that is to show off gameplay. So, which
even big companies though. I mean, look at Sony. SOE. They're doing that with EverQuest Next, and Landmark it's right out in the open. Basically, they're giving us daily updates, and they're basically allowing us to play it live. And Star Citizen, that we were also talking about, is completely out in the open. Like every week they have several things that they're showing us. So.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a different shift, and I'm glad it's coming that way.
It's also really fun for us developers because we get to interact with the people who are going to play our game, and it's really fun. I couldn't imagine sitting in a dark room for 2 years making a game and then ta-da, and watch people and wait for people to try it out. It would be horrible.
Not only is it horrible, but then you don't get any feedback on what people like or hate about it. And then when it's already gold, you've already made it released. Then what
Too
are you
late.
gonna do? Too late.
Yeah.
You're kind of stuck. You can maybe patch it a little bit, but you can't fix the whole shift. But right now, if everyone said, "I can't stand that rabbit," or hog, what's that little hog?
Hog Bunny.
Hog bunny. I can't stand the hog bunny. He's got to have antlers, or something like that. You guys could literally change that now, and it wouldn't shift the entire game. Whereas if it's been released, it's a little too late for that kind of thing.
Yeah, we've had requests to get him barbecued, but I think he's going to be there.
He's
kept
cute.
alive.
I like him. Question from Minty. Will you be able to travel around the world as openly as the story progresses?
Oh, yeah. Fritz, that's yours.
Well, we have the character will have a vehicle throughout the game called Reckless, which you will be able to upgrade. And new upgrades will give you access to new areas on the map.
Okay.
So it's a bit inspired by Beyond Good and Evil's system of giving a feeling of freedom, but it's also quite linear and just give you a feeling of like, yes, I got this upgrade, now I can go to this area on the map.
Yeah, the ship starts off as a pure bullet, but we have designs for adding legs to it so it can walk and fly and stuff. But yeah, it will have an overworld like the old Final Fantasy games where you can travel around the world and explore stuff.
There's some footage of that on the Kickstarter page.
Yeah, we're working on a new demo, but it's not ready yet. It's full of bugs. But in that new demo we'll have a overworld and we also have a new city scene. You can see it in the video. Some clips from it.
I just got ruffle stomped over here.
Are you dying?
Yeah, I died.
If you use the shoulder buttons on your controller, you can use the other character in the pair, which is important. Our combat is also different because you have combat pairs, and now you're super dead.
Yeah, there's a bit of a lag. You guys are seeing what happened like 45 seconds ago.
Okay, but yeah, so you can switch between the fighter character and the mage protector character, but you can only use one of them at a time or each turn. And as you see, you have those the yellow bar and the yellow dots. Those are super awesome powers, special abilities that you gain as you take damage, which will allow you to do shields and yeah, you've already done it. Okay, I'll shut up now.
No, it's fine. No, I'm just doing it while you're talking. You can explain it because I'm not explaining what I'm doing. I'm just clicking buttons.
Yeah. So you'll have heal, revive. Basically, the different magic types, indirect or direct type of damage, or help me out here, Fritz. I'm running out.
Okay. The SP system. So the SP stands for like specials or spells, which the SP system covers. So when the pair receive damage, the SP fills up, and then you'll get these SP slots.
I see.
That can be used for special spells that are usually low level, will just require a few slots, or you can then have like super awesome specials that will require a lot of SP slots.
Oh, and also talk about the characters. Let's see, the pairs. You can switch them. So once you're out of combat, you can swap the Hog Bunny with the dog.
Okay.
Which will give you different abilities. Not in this demo, but in the end game, we'll have different pair abilities. And as your pair grow, as you play along with them, and they kind of level up as a pair, they'll get special or better abilities, and like a friendship meter, which will unlock new pair abilities.
Yeah, the friendship levels.
Oh, cool. Sorry, I'm just getting burned up over here.
Oh,
So when I died, I went back to the cave.
That's
again.
a bad way. You should try to stick to the left.
Stick to the left. Yeah, that's what I
Yeah. That's a skeleton over there.
Get a question. What's that?
In the new demo, the desert scene is we made it part of the overworld, so you can freely move the camera around.
Yeah, I like that. 'Cause well, right now it's sort of stuck, right? But you're saying the new one is going to be a little bit, you'll be able to move it around, spin it.
Yeah, you can move it as you like.
Question from Argol228. Did you ever consider a female character as lead?
Absolutely. Ive, the female protagonist, is introduced a little bit down the story. Right now, she's a part of the team already, but she's actually one of the. Anyway, I'm not going to spoil her.
Yeah.
But you'll meet her, and she'll team up with you. And once you team up with her, you can switch main characters, so she can be the main character from there on.
You can choose which warrior and you can choose which pair you want to run around with. So also in the demo now, even though that's like the first iteration, you can switch up the pairings. So you can have Ive and Gnart together.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out how to do
Which will greatly affect the stats of the game.
that. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm still level. Even though I died, I didn't like lose any experience or anything, so I still leveled up.
So it's the pairing system is not set. Like you can choose which pairs to use. So there will be a friendship level for each pairing combination.
Okay.
If you're out of the combat, you can use tab or I'm not sure which button on your controller it would be, but menu button, and then you can go into the menu and check out like the character setup, and you can swap between the different characters. I think I'm like 45 seconds behind on the visuals there.
You are, yeah. All right, so let's see. We can move these guys around.
But I don't think that it's in there, Fritz. It's in the new demo. You can't run as I.
No, you can't. You can't switch who you're running around with, but the combat pairings you can change.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just put Teika with Amon and Gnart now with Ive. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's just like the early, just to give a visual cue of how it's done.
Yeah, that's fine.
But there will be a lot of depth and
because we're
nice
still pre-alpha
features.
with this.
Yeah.
Really early alpha, so it's okay. You know, it's the way the game has to be developed. So, another question from Mims or MMILS0. Is Earthlock planned to be an open world game or more of a linear quest system?
It will be. It's a linear quest system for the most part. So it's more about giving a feeling of open world by having a few side quests and have a emphasis on exploration.
All right, cool. Next question from Taylong. Do you guys come from the school of making the player better by having harder encounters or the easy mode?
I think we're more of the hard mode. But yeah, balancing, it's a big issue. We probably end up having like a normal setting and a hard setting.
Okay.
But let's see. I tend to find games that become too easy boring. So you need a challenge. No point in, yeah.
Yeah, we try to avoid having too much grinding. So we try to make sure that it keeps getting that we keep up the challenge, and so it's not just about doing the same thing, pressing the same button over and over again, but try to make it like each battle feel meaningful in a way. Yeah. And that's tricky to do, but like I recently played the South Park game.
Yeah, me too. I just finished it the other day on the stream.
Yeah, and they had sort of a similar idea where they try to make each battle feel meaningful and make it challenging.
And ridiculous.
Yeah, and ridiculous.
Yeah, that's pretty.
But
fun,
it's pretty fun combat in that game.
It is, yeah, but it's similar. It's turn-based like this. You know, you gotta pick what you want your character to do. Ooh, I'm burning up again. Okay. So no more questions here. Let's see. What is the objective of the protagonist in Earthlock? Is there an antagonist? Like a main boss character that we're gonna have to fight at some point down the road.
Oh.
Yeah, there are, like in any good RPG like this, there are multiple protagonists, antagonists, and multiple protagonists.
Right.
So we can't really tell you about them now, but yeah, we have a really
anyway.
Yeah, we have a really good writer who helps us develop the story, and we will make sure that you have sort of it's sort of separated into chapters, so you sort of have like the first villain, and then you will later on discover that there's a second villain, and yeah, that's all I can say.
No, that's fine.
But it's
I'm coming up against three of these rhino hornet beetle things.
Yeah.
But yeah, the motivation of the characters is very important to make the characters care.
Right. Yeah.
So we really focus on making sure that each character belongs to the story in a special way. So like each character in your party can relate to different parts of the story in a way. So if you go to this place, that's the home area of one of your characters. So that character in your party can talk to their families, or so you get that special connection with the world, which is one of the things I love about having a party of characters instead of just one.
Right. You kind of get a little bit of diversity in the gameplay.
And also internal conflicts.
Is there something going on here between Ivan and Eamon? Don't know yet.
Let's just say we like to play with the cliches and then not necessarily go down that way.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Does the quest or NPC dialogue change based on your main character, like in other games?
You mean like for storytelling?
I'm guessing, yeah. This is from Limbs.
One of my favorite games is Deus Ex, where they have branching of the story occasionally, and then it kind of goes back together again without the player knowing. But you have this feeling that you're in a game where you control everything. I think we're going to try to do that, but it's quite difficult.
Yeah. It is. It's a whole other branch of development, right?
Yeah.
To build on that line.
But the way they did it was, for me, completely awesome.
All right, another one here from Mr. Me Sleepy One says, "When you die, do you lose XP?" And I don't think so.
No, we'd try not to.
Well, you won't get the XP from the battle you died, of course.
Of course, yeah. But we're not gonna put you back to level 2, like they did in Ultima Online in the old days, where you lost lots of XP. I don't think it's necessary to make the game difficult to do it that way, and it will feel like a punishment, which most people don't like. And I think we can go about making it difficult other ways, basically.
Yeah. But there are still, there are people who value sort of the punishing aspect of those games, where you sort of die and then you have to go through a whole area again.
Yeah.
So I think it's a balance of having just auto saving and just appearing 2 meters behind where you were, where you died, and then having where you just have to spawn at this, the last save point at some random location far away.
Alright.
You don't wanna play anymore.
Right, exactly. Okay, so I think that's it for our questions right now. If you guys want to ask some more questions, throw them in the chat pretty quick. But Bennett, could you go through and explain the Kickstarter, how people can get into this game, what some of the levels are, if you can do that?
We have the first set of tiers is for people who just want to play the game. Maybe some want to play the beta or even get into the alpha, and some extra visual upgrades like an extra gun, which or some extra skins, clothing equipments for the main characters as Kickstarter upgrades. And then the second and more expensive set of tiers is what we call the creative tiers, where you can actually help us out make the game. You can the lowest one where you'll be able to design one object that we'll put in the game, and then you can call yourself a object designer.
There you go.
And then we have one of the tiers is a weapon designer, where you get to design a weapon. Basically, you will have to do sit down over Skype with our team and present your different. Basically, just go through the same thing that our art department or our game designers would do if they were to make a gun. So you need to come up with different alternatives. We'll talk about the different alternatives and then pick one of them and then work from that. Work with that one alternative and make it better until it's a really good design.
That's pretty exciting because not often can you get into development that way. I mean, actually being involved with the real part of the game.
Yeah. So we have weapons and monsters and also characters. Although characters are pretty, that's a lot of work.
Right.
They need to have a background story, dialogue, personality, visuals, everything. So
it's very exciting though. I mean, being able to get into that level of development with you guys is pretty cool. Let's see, no more questions coming up from everybody. Stratix will be sharing and tweeting the Kickstarter all week. So Aramid's here from Stratix, and they're going to be doing a whole campaign for this game.
Yeah, we're going to do a live show of the last hours. We're that optimistic that I already invited some people over for a party here.
We'll make it.
Yeah.
We'll make it.
And we're going to do a live streaming of that.
So, after the Kickstarter, are there any plans for further funding from the community?
We'll keep our PayPal Kickstarter page running. It's on our homepage, filmgame.com. We'll keep that running for a while afterwards. Hopefully, we'll get some more stretch goals that way.
Right. So even after, if they don't make it today, like they don't get paid for another 2 weeks or something like that, and they can't do anything today, they could still come in and do some kind of pledging after the fact.
Yeah, and yeah, it's. I think we pretty much duplicated the whole Kickstarter on our website. Perfect. And just made the funds go through PayPal instead.
Yeah, that's what Chris Roberts did with Star Citizen as well. It's once the Kickstarter was over, he just kind of emulated the same thing on his own site.
Yeah,
you can do it over there instead.
I think he actually got more money that way than through the original Kickstarter.
Oh yeah.
Which would be nice.
They do take a cut, don't they?
Yeah, but less. Kickstarter and Amazon takes 10%, whereas PayPal only takes 3%.
Yeah.
But yeah, and also the money that we get from the Kickstarter, from the PayPal before the Kickstarter ends, is not directly funneled into the Kickstarter. We could do it, but it's not really supposed to be done that way.
All right, we have a few more questions coming in. I see them in the audience here. Lisa says, that's her mic next to their keyboard. I'm guessing that's Fritz.
Hey.
Yeah, Lisa's just picking on you. She's great. Airman is asking, does PayPal factor into Kickstarter totals?
Nope.
Okay. Minty asks, how long is the target gameplay time? For example, and it's just an example. Would you want someone to spend 24 more hours playing, or would you want people to spend weeks?
Weeks. Jesus.
Forever.
Forever. Since it's, I mean, we love telling stories, and the story has a beginning and an end, and I think we'll put a lot of focus into that. Of course, there's lots of elements in our game where you can just continue to play it for a long time, which of course would enjoy people doing. But adding interesting and high quality content costs a lot of money, and it's all a matter of budgets. So as I said earlier, if we're really successful with the first title, the second game will be longer, that's for sure.
Okay. So we got more questions coming in here. Are there any plans for a PvP style release or expansion based on the Earthlock universe?
Where you can kill each other with cats.
Yeah, throw cats. I would love to shoot cats, especially at Staka, Susan. It'd be great.
We've talked about PvP, but it's out of the scope for them for now.
It's a whole different game. So
yeah. But yeah, we've played with ideas like allowing you to catch monsters and set them up against each other or stuff like that. But yeah, that's just ideas for now.
Okay. Yes, Staka says, I want to see people going head to head, one with a kitty gun, the other one with a yarn launcher.
Yeah.
Let's see what other questions we got here. A bunch more in the chat.
Quest designer, yeah. Given that you're using Unity Engine, do you have plans for people to be able to add content with mods or quest designer? That would be cool. We are trying to build something like RPG Maker in Unity. Depending on how successful and how user-friendly that will be, we might be able to allow for that. It would be really cool. So, but it's not in the plans as of now.
As of yet, yeah. Okay, guys, you got to fund this game like crazy so that they can get these cool stuff in there.
Yeah.
I still think it's gonna be a great game as it is, and as it keeps growing here, it'll obviously get better. All right, so we got that one there. I guess is that it? Hold on. I know I thought I saw another one up here. Do you have a rough idea how many hours of content the first episode will be, taking all the quests into account? I think we talked about that, but you can just clarify.
Yeah, about 8 to 12 hours.
8 to 12 hours right now.
It's a target, yeah.
Okay.
We want to focus on quality.
Yeah. There are some games that just stretch on and on and on, and
yeah. Especially a lot of games in this genre. There's so much filler content and dungeons that are way too long, or you just have to grind for many hours.
Grind and grind, yeah.
Yeah. So I think like if you just cut out all the filler, you would probably end up with 12 hours of actual story.
Yep. Well, yeah, I think that's a bit excessive, to ask somebody to sit and spend that much time of their life devoted to some game that maybe they don't enjoy, but they're doing it just because they have to feel like they have to get it done.
Wow, did we get $600 during this interview? That's cool.
Oh,
I've looked at
because I got like 12 windows open and I only got 2 monitors, so I'm like, some people are noticing, I'm like flipping things back and forth trying to keep up with what's going on. So that's awesome.
I just saw it on the chat. Yeah.
$600, that's great. Yeah. So, and I'm sure the guys will toss in some more. We have some really great fans, so you'll probably see it going up some more too.
Awesome.
All right, so I guess that's probably it. Do you guys have anything else you want to talk about or cover before we wrap it up? Parting thoughts, things that you want people to take away from your game here?
Well, I would say tell all the listeners to go check out the Kickstarter and also check out the updates, because there's a lot of nice info. New footage, new ideas, announcing new features for the game, and so if you want to know more, that would be the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah, and also I guess we're approaching 48 hours until the end, and at that time we're allowed to go on Reddit and announce the Kickstarter. And if anyone want to help us out, get more eyes on the projects, go
We will
bump
give
up
you
the-
bunches of thumbs ups.
Yes, that would help a lot. Seriously, that would mean a huge deal.
No, we can do that because I asked them to just do it for me all the time. They're really great. So I say, hey
Cool.
guys, I put some up on Reddit and I got 10 downvotes before anybody even got a chance to look at it.
Yeah.
And so people will go help me out.
Yeah, I think we're 48 hours in. Let's see, 3, 5, 6 hours. So 6 hours from now, we'll be posting on Reddit under gaming.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Excited? Yeah. Reddit's is a love-hate relationship with me, at least.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things like, oh God, I don't know if I really want to go over there
So
and
scary.
post something, but it has to happen, you know. All right, yeah, we can do that. Just give us a heads up when that's going to happen. I'm going to be headed to PAX tomorrow, leaving tomorrow. So, but I'll be on the road and I'll tell everybody, hey, can you go over and throw some votes over here, and we'll get some help for that. Yeah, absolutely. Well, thanks a lot for coming on the show today. Let me stop playing this so I can talk to you guys, because otherwise, I won. By the way, I won. I just beat these guys who killed me like 4 times, but I finally got him, and Amon is now level 5, so I'm on my way to being level 90 and starting to do my rating. All right, well, thanks, guys. Thanks, Fritz, for being on the show. Thanks, Bendik, for being here and covering this.
Thanks
with
for
us.
having us.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. I wish you guys all the luck, and I know you're going to reach your goals, so, best of luck with you guys in the future. Nah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. So, really good. All right, guys. Well, thanks for being here.
Thanks.
Yep, I will, I'll see you, everybody. I'll be back in a little while, guys, and we'll do our stream later today, so hang in there. I'll see you all very, very soon. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, everybody, for coming, and see ya.
Yep. Bye-bye.